Everybody.
No gun fingers today. Welcome back, everyone, to TJ Warren TV. Welcome to the match reaction. Arsenal is finished. Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2. I'm joined by my brother Dal every single time. Obviously, TJ can't be with us today, but he is back for his show on Thursday, so you guys will catch him then. Yeah. I'll give him a quick thoughts, and we'll go to Dal because I know Dal's got a lot to say, and we will go for a while. Why not? I've got nowhere to go, and I know Dal's off work, so we're talking for a while, and we'll obviously go ahead and do player ratings later. Obviously, I was here watching the game, doing a watch along. We were the better team today. Unfortunately, the bozo moments decided to come out at the worst time. You know, on this day, I thought the team worked very well together. Gabriel and Sleepers let us down today. And we let those errors from Bayern Munich kill us. And it's a simple, those errors from us let Bayern Munich kill us. And it's a shame because I thought we could have really got something out of that today. Thank God for Trossard saving our ass once again. The amount of times he's done that this season is ridiculous. Chelsea, Everton, too many games to name. Porto to get us even through to penalties. He's done it again. And yeah, saved our ass again. Dal, let loose, bro. You let me know what you thought of the game today.
It was deja vu all over again. Let's be honest. There's two things we need to do. Number one, get rid of Zinchenko immediately. That was one of the worst substitutions and performances I've seen him. Number two, someone needs to call a contractor and build a wall between David Raya's legs because it was inches from being 3-2.
Yep.
That would have been the second goal that would have gone through his freaking stilts. He is not ready for Champions League. Ready for the Prem. I mean, I'm not going to judge him Prem from today. I don't know if the pressure, these guys are ready for this kind of pressure, Connor. It showed today. Zinchenko, absolutely disgusting performance in the second half. Like, bro, you're not a midfielder. You don't need to be tucked up in there next to Declan Rice with your finger up his ass. How open was Sane at the end of the game, Connor?
Yeah.
How open was
exactly.
He had the
completely
whole
left open. Completely left open.
Wide fucking open.
Yep, exactly.
A ball gets played up in the middle of the 65th minute, and he misses it. He stretches, and he misses it. And they were clean through in. Again, Zinchenko is absolutely a liability at Arsenal Football Club. He has to go this summer. Why did he not put Tomiyasu in?
Yep, exactly.
You know,
what does Tomiyasu now do to get a game over Zinchenko?
Subs. Right, but this game was not made for Zinchenko at all. Yep. Sheffield, Luton, Crystal Palace, Wolves, Everton, name some more, Connor, are good for Zinchenko. Yep. Not Bayern Munich in Champions League football. This is not his level. And Arteta should have known that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree.
Gabriel, you are the man. You are.
Yeah,
you are the man.
He let us down. He let us down today.
Those two were fucking dog shit today. It got better in the second half, but that first half, no, much better performances we've had over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks. I'm just going to go on a roll, I guess, Connor.
Break it down. Let's break it down. Go on, let's break it down. Rice
was missing today. Saka, something was there. I thought he was probably one of the more active players. I thought Odegaard was decent today, doing what he could. Jorginho was a bit shocking at times. Rice is 7.3. I'm not even getting close to that number today. Martinelli.
That's down today. Yeah,
this is not his season. I'm going to put it down to this. This is not his season. Has he hit a growth wall? Probably not. But this is just not turning out to be his season. Right? I'm going lower than 6.4. There's a lot of numbers there. And of course, I'm going to call it now. Trossard was my man of the match. He had to be. Who else was putting in the performance today? Who else was going to step up today? It wasn't Odegaard did his best. He did his best. I will give him credit at that. He ain't the man of the match. He didn't score the goal. Jorginho, the game was just a bit too much for him. He got caught in the infield there, Connor, looking around at 3 attacking Munich midfielders around him, and he didn't know where to go.
Yep.
Right? Exactly. Sometimes Rice didn't have his best game, was too far up the field. Normally, we like that. Normally, we don't mind Rice in that advanced attacking position. But today, it just didn't work out. They did what they had to do. They spread the field out. They did somewhat of a low block and hit us on the counter. and we kind of knew that they were going to use their wingers to do that. So there wasn't any real surprises. And if we can figure it out, Arteta can figure it out.
I agree. I mean, the one thing I do want to say with today, the fact that Bayern came with a plan, right? Bayern's plan today was they were going to let us play football. I think in terms of we dominated them in possession. We constantly had the ball, and they were just trying to nick it off us, off possession, and try and get it. Why? The thing I don't understand was, right, listen, you could blame Kivior for that first goal. He didn't look at the pass. He was too busy looking at Sane. But Gabriel shouldn't have made the pass either way. He knew he rushed it.
Yeah.
He panicked. So I'm not going to blame Kivior. What did Zinchenko do in that second half that Kivior didn't do in that first half? Nothing. Zinchenko added nothing to our game in that second half, apart from players like Havertz having to cover him at left back, who's up front. Zinchenko's a liability. He shouldn't be anywhere near this team. Unless you're going to put him in a midfield role and leave him there and actually have a left back at left back, or whoever it is, Kivior or Tomiyasu, there's no point in playing him there. Because the gap, like you said, Dow, that he left open for Leroy Sane was bigger than anything. And when Coman came on, I was like, they know what they want to do. Two shows that Zinchenko's a liability, and we've got to target him. Zinchenko, if we want to even bother trying to survive at the Allianz, which I don't think we are, I think we're going to lose the Allianz, if I'm going to be so honest with you. I don't know. I'm 50-50 at the moment because we've just watched the game. Sure. Maybe I'll change in a couple of days' time. But we cannot have Zinchenko anywhere near the game against the Allianz. He's such a liability. He is such a liability. I don't want him anywhere near the team at all. I'll quickly run myself through the team. David Raya, it's a shame. I thought he was all right today. He was decent, but it's a shame he didn't save the penalty. I think he was expecting Kane to go full throttle, but he was cheeky and he got a goal. The first goal, he should have done, but he should have done better. He should have done better on that. So it wasn't his best day whatsoever. I thought Ben White was good today. I don't think he done much wrong. I thought he was the best. I'm not even just going off the ratings here. I genuinely, in my opinion, he was the best out of four defenders today. Even though Gabriel Saliba made stupid errors, Saliba shouldn't have went in for the tackle on that. He should have left. Ben White was the last man. He should have let Ben White deal with that. Maybe it was in the moment. It's fast-paced. He didn't know what to do. So, listen, at the end of the day, he made a stupid tackle. It was a penalty. You can't do anything about that. Right. Him and Gabriel did try their best to make up for it. They did defend very well, but you can't let the fact down that they conceded us 2 goals today. It's as simple as that. So I'm not going to forget that, and they're going to get low ratings from me today. Kivior, I think, done enough. Yep. I don't know why he got taken off. I thought he was fine. I really did thought he was fine. I think he dealt well with Sane. I didn't think he was that bad. Don't know why he got taken off, especially for Zinchenko. Odegaard got man the match for FotMob. Yeah, I thought he was great today. I think he wasn't a leader today, but he done all right. He played well. I think he was good in the midfield. I thought he was decent. Jorginho was very commanding. Again, went to the left back position, showed like he cared. Was getting to arguments with Bayern players, which I like, getting in their faces. Right. I like that. Showing a bit of threat, which I do enjoy. I thought Rice was decent today. I think he could have been better going forward, but defensively he was good. But going forward, he wasn't it today, which is what we needed. Saka, great goal from Saka. Yeah. Rated it highly. I think it was a really, really good goal. Great, well taken. I can't respect that anymore. I think he was good. Dealt with Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies had a long day today. Davies got taken down by Saka today. Davies was shit. He was awful.
I was happy to see the yellow card. I thought, okay, we're gonna use that to our advantage, but that didn't seem to really pan out in the second half.
100%, and he did, and he took over Davies today, and I hope he does it again at the. Actually, no, he can't do it at the Allianz because Davies is now banned for the yellow card. It's now going to be Guerrero. But either way, I think Saka had a good game, but he couldn't do it all on his own.
Right.
Havertz, I'm not going to have a full go at today because I don't think he had anything coming through to him. I think he pressed well. I think he tried his best. I mean, he was at left back at some points, for God's sake. Like, he was trying his best. I'm going to respect that and say, he didn't get a goal. It's unfortunate, but I don't think you were the worst player on the pitch. Martinelli let us down today. I think he was invisible. I think he was barely involved. Yes, you could say to the fact that we were playing more off the Saka side, but even so, when Martinelli did have his opportunities, he wasn't there, Dow. He really wasn't. Dow, for you today, were you impressed by Bayern? Do you think we can actually go ahead to the Allianz and win? What's your thoughts on that?
I wasn't overly impressed by them, but I don't think we're going to win at the Allianz. And I've said that, I think, since the draw came out. And it kind of showed today that our nerves got the best of us. The youth got the best of us. Look how many more green, positives they had because they were well organized, and we knew that coming in that they're going to keep their shape, they're going to stay well organized, extremely well drilled. They haven't had the best results, but again, Leverkusen, without their fantasy season, they're still first place.
Yep.
Exactly. And they're in the Champions League for a reason. And yeah, I think we just came across a team now that was really more balanced, right? They weren't really in a low block, but they weren't really like completely up the pitch either. I thought their two midfielders, Lemire and Goretzka, were absolutely fantastic today. We had to do what we wanted to do from happening. And Musiala, I thought, was good today. So, I mean, all the points I'm going to give them, of course. I thought Harry Kane was average. I mean, if it wasn't for the penalty, he wasn't doing anything except for fouling our center backs. But, we are the bottlers, Connor. We, again, shoot ourselves in the damn foot again.
Yep.
And, it's like, it's embarrassing to a point. Because that's a 2-0 game.
Yes, we should. Away from those errors, because that was if I'm correct, let me quickly have a look. I think those 2 goals were the only shots on target that Bayern had all game.
They may have had one extra, right? Yeah, very minimal.
That was so. The 2 goals they had were the 2 shots.
Yeah, you're right. I thought they had 3, but yeah.
It's the 2 errors, and when you make errors, you're gonna get punished. You
have to play mistake-free football. And then Gabriel, if you're under pressure, boot it to the terrace, Gabriel. Just kick it out. Kick it here in my backyard, Portland, Oregon. I mean,
I agree.
And then the passing, it's just comical. Again, the pass, he made that pass under pressure, but Jorginho misses it by just an inch. The ball played up the middle in the 65th minute. Zinchenko misses it by an inch. And I know the game is of inches. The goal they scored was of inches as well, right? Right between Raya's legs, 3 or 4 defenders. I'm just,
it's annoying.
It's you have to play mistake-free football.
Yeah,
it just has to be mistake-free. And there were mistakes all over the pitch today. Maybe they made more. I thought the pressing was okay. I've seen better. We've pressed better. Havertz has played better. I don't think he was the root of our problems, and I don't want to lay it on Zinchenko either. But the second half, especially, it's just like Zinni, like you're too inverted. There's times the balls were in the air coming to Sané or Coleman, and you can see him running towards it. It's like, why don't you just mark him up from the get-go? I don't understand that philosophy of keeping him central, and then the ball gets played out wide, and he has to run 10 or 12 yards, and by that time, the winger's already around him and close to our 18-yard box. I don't know how else Arteta doesn't see this, but everybody else can. And he's obviously the weakest link on the pitch.
What did you think to the penalty in the last minute, Dad? Did you think that was a penalty?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts? Yeah?
I
think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, he clipped his foot. He did his little dink, and Saliba clipped his foot.
I think
if it would have happened to us, I would have wanted the penalty. But
let's get to your comment. Let's get to the thoughts in the chat, because I know you guys are crazy right now. Big up to everyone inside. We've got Luke, we've got TK, Joel. Oh my God, AJ, of course, the best man on YouTube. We've got Jamino. Bad fucking evening, people. I can't agree more. I'm going to try to pick up some chat as much as I can. Luke, we could have killed the game with that Ben White chance. Yes.
Oh,
he should have scored that. It would have been 2-0. It would have been 2-0.
Yep.
Completely forgot about that. Saliba and Gabriel, Magalhaes have a lot to answer for. Agreed. TK, we gave the ball away too many times. Silly mistakes. It was a mental battle we lost today, even though it was a draw. Yeah. Goonery are awful. I'll take her out. Tomiyasu has barely played this season. He's actually been good when he's played. Back in December, I generally thought he was better than White. Let's not forget how good Tomiyasu's been this year. He's been completely ridiculed. Completely. Kivior ain't going to start in the second league, is he? I don't know what you mean by... Did you mean the next league?
I think he meant next leg.
Next leg, yeah. Well, maybe he won't. I hope it's not Zinchenko, because God help us, we will not win that. Genuine questions: why do Fotmob not give mines 10,000? Because Jamino, they're not as iconic as you, mate. They don't do the rules like you. We had to rely on Trossard again.
Yep.
And I had called out Deo and the WhatsApp group. He wants him sold. No way. Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. The only ones who looked up for it were Saka, Trossard, Odegaard, and White. I can't agree more.
I pretty much agree with that as well.
Yep. They were the ones that reached out for us today. Listen, I'd love to get through all your chats. There's so many, but big up to Gunnar for the €2 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. I'll make sure that TJ lets you. I'll make sure I let know TJ that you've done this. Thank you very much, my friend. He said Arteta out tonight, settling for a 2-2 out. Fair enough. I know a lot of us can be pissed off tonight. There is still one more leg to play, but am I confident? No. Dow, how do you think the next leg is going to go in your opinion?
I'm not confident. I'm not confident at all, because that place is going to be absolutely insane for our inexperienced players to experience, Connor. Let's be honest.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be hostile. They're going to be up for it. They're going to be more well drilled, and we're just going to have to press them harder, and we have to have better performances and not have the mistakes in passing. Like I think TKA said, it was mistakes all over the pitch. No one was. It doesn't look like anyone was really communicating. It looked slow. It looked lethargic. We were up 1-0. I'm watching Jez and Steve-O. Shout out Jez and Strasbourg Steve.
There you go.
I'm watching their watch along a bit, of course, with yours, and and Lee's, of course, and and Tony C's. I'm just trying to hit everybody, I guess. But pause.
I need to rewatch Lee's stuff actually, because I missed out on it.
Yeah. So I can around, and I'm
was Gunnar fuming? Was Gunnar fuming, Dow? Was he fuming?
Was who?
Was Lee Gunnar fuming? Was he fuming about
he
the
was
result?
Fucking furious.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Furious, He's livid. He's livid right now, I'm sure. Because we went back to the slow, methodical Arsenal that we've seen over and over and over. 1-0. Put your damn foot on their necks. Smell blood. Go for it. And no, we held back. And there was times, Connor, to be honest, I don't even think Bayern Munich got out of second gear.
No,
because they were playing, there were some passes they were playing. It's like they would absolutely roast us in some of the diagonal passing they were putting on today. Even for the first goal, look at the little touch from Goretzka to play in Sane, boom, bang, bosh. Or Napri, sorry. Right? I mean, little things like that mattered. And it took two of them to eat up four of our defenders.
And the worst part is, do you remember Leroy Sané ran for our defense like butter? It was ridiculous. Yeah, the worst part is we had the former Arsenal player score against us today.
Right.
And the guy that scored the most goals against Arsenal in Premier League history scored today. It's ridiculous. Like, as Anthony says here, big up to Anthony, big up to early doors as well. Big up to Anthony. Big up, guys. Didn't want Harry Kane to score tonight. That's 15 goals now in 20 games against us.
Unreal.
Doesn't that just say it all, eh? And AFC always, I agree. We needed to win this first leg. Yep. And it's disappointing. But we got to keep pushing forwards. I agree, Malia, but it's just a case of will we do that in the second leg? The Allianz is a different level of threat. The fans are one, they're going to be pissed off because they couldn't come to this game, so they're going to be even more fired up. I don't know. I think we're going to lack experience, and I think we're going to get if we let errors like this happen today, because this Bayern team, I don't think they're going to play like this next week. They're going to be on it next week. Right. I think we're going to have to sit back and somehow go on the counter, because I don't know how we're going to set up for it. Dow, for you, who apart from obviously the defenders, did anyone really let you down today in particular? That just really you wanted to play well. Who let you down the most today?
Martinelli.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you reckon it's time now for Trossard to start over him?
Yes, because look at the success we've had. And Martinelli's my guy. I got his shirt, right? I got his shirt last season, big 11 on the back. And he's out of ideas. His head's lifted up a little bit more. But when you're trying to cross a ball in and you hit the first man's shins, come on.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's stupid.
Times you got to whip the ball through and you kind of let it run through. And, I'm wondering if Jesus is running off, rubbing off on him a bit, if you know what I mean. Did he?
Yep.
But I just think that he was very ineffective today. And we, against Bayern, as Connor, and like everyone else, all 11 have to be on point. You can't have one or two players, not in it. And Gabriel, unfortunately, was a victim of that at first. But, even though with that, I was more pissed about the penalty, because I thought at 1-1 that would wake us up. And it did in some circumstances, but to be honest, it overall did not have the effect that it should have had for us to put 2 or 3 more on them, is what I was expecting. I thought 1-1 is like, okay, now we're going to turn on, we're going to wake up, and then all of a sudden, Saliba makes a mistake. I don't blame David Raya. I'm not even going to blame Saliba. You got to get your foot in. Harry Kane's running on the ball. What are you going to do? He's a top class forward who can dink it and fall, and that's what he did. And again, I don't believe the Saka at the end was a penalty. I believe he fell over and flung his foot out to get contact with Neuer. It's totally obvious in the video.
Oh, well, it's 100% obvious that he went to go get it. But at the end of the day, Neuer made contact. I still think if you make contact with a player,
Well, yeah, but you can kind of see
50-50.
Saka falling and stick his foot out. I mean, it's
50-50.
I mean, I
It's 50.
wanted the penalty, bro. Trust me, I was
Oh
screaming
yeah,
at the top,
100%, 100%.
but
Wait,
I thought Jorginho was just, oh god, just I don't know. They just passed it around him. Like
yeah,
he
it
broke
wasn't.
up some play. He
It
broke some
wasn't.
up as we were further back. He broke up some play, but overall, they just passed it, ran around him.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dow, before we go to the player ratings,
Yeah.
who would you still play? Would you play this 11 against Bayern Munich away? What would be your team going away to Bayern Munich? Who would you change if you would? Or would you
I
keep the
would
same team?
change. Looking at this, I would change Tomiyasu for Kiwior.
Yep.
I would keep the same three midfielders because Thomas Partey is not on it.
He's not. No.
I would keep Saka. I would put and I would rest Martinelli. I'd keep Havertz and rest Martinelli for Trossard. So
Fair enough. Fair
the
play.
only changes I would make would be Tomiyasu and Trossard.
That still sounds like a really good team. Just God knows how if we can get a result there. Big up to Manny. Big up, boys. I didn't fancy our chances tonight. I don't fancy our chances after tonight. Yeah, it's going to be.
It'll be peak.
I think it's over. Yeah. I think it could be over. We'll see though. But I do respect the fight back from players like Trossard. You know, he always wants to get involved and get a goal, and that's why I can never respect him even more. And what a signing he's been. Let's go ahead and get into the player ratings. Please get involved in the chat, guys. Big up to the 32 people inside. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I want to say this again. This is the first stream we've done since teachers hit 1K. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for 1K. You guys are absolute legends. I know TJ will obviously come back here on Thursday with his show. And thank you guys even more. But the fact that as a collective, you know, myself, Dow, TJ, you know, we work on this channel so hard. And the fact that 1K is a massive number. And the fact we've got that now is crazy. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into the player ratings. And also smash a like, by the way, if you haven't already. Really would appreciate that. We'll go one. We'll just go one by one. But Dow, we'll take you first. Go with David Ray.
Pick who you want. Okay.
Go David Ray.
You want me to go with David Ray first? Okay.
Yeah, go. Yeah, go on. You go first.
David Raya needs to see a contractor and get a wall built between his legs. 4.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. No, yeah. You should listen. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great moment. I can agree with that.
I screamed at the telly. I said, "What a save!" And then I saw the replay between his legs in the post.
It wasn't great. No, it wasn't
great. Yeah, that's not.
The one thing I hope is I should have actually asked you this before we went ahead and done this because that was the question I had. Will this affect us for the weekend against Aston Villa, or do you think we'll be okay? I think we'll be all right.
I think so too. I think we'll look at this game as an outlier, and we did. And I hate to say this, at the end of the day, we did not lose. Right? Pray to the football gods, the stars aligned. Trossard put it in the back of the net. But I think Arteta will take something away from this. But we should not compromise what's worked for us against Villa because we had a slip up. That was our own fault. They did not outplay us. So let's go get Villa. Let's go put 4 on them and call it a day. This should. I hope this does not affect their mentality, and I don't think it does. I think over the next few days they're going to talk this out, look over the mistakes, and move on.
Agreed. 100% agree. I'll go with Ben White next. He was the better out of the 4, 100%. Obviously got an assist for the goal. Should have scored. Oh, if he scored that goal in the whenever it was, a couple of minutes after Saka scored his, that would have been 2-0, and it could have been us on it. But he was the best out of the back line. I'm varying between like a 6.5, 7. Because we really should have won that today. I'm going to go for a 6. It was disappointing. So for me, 6. But he was the best out of the 4, in my opinion. Dow, William Saliba. Let us down a bit.
So he did let us down a bit today. But I thought after the penalty, he made some pretty good headers, some defensive work. I'm still going to give him a 5.
Yeah, I think the thing I want to say and I agree with you. Actually, Jamino, you've torn me. I'm going to go with a 7 now because I was torn. He did make a brilliant last man tackle. I do remember that, and if he scored, it'd been even better. But yes, they made errors, Gabriel and Saliba, in the first couple minutes, but they did show passion. They showed fight. Saliba won the ball numerous times. I wouldn't mind actually seeing how many of their recoveries were. Actually, let's have a look. He out of all of his tackles, Saliba won them all. He made 8 recoveries, which is really, really good in a single game. Gabriel made 5 recoveries, won all of his tackles. So,
Can I interrupt you just for a second, Connor? But some of those things, bro, that's what he is paid to do. Like, that's the baseline, right? So he's supposed to make tackles. He's supposed to win headers. That's why we have him. And I just, I got to give him a 5 because if he would have done anything extraordinary outside of that, we'd be talking to 7 and 8.
Yeah,
but he gave away a penalty and he did his job, but he didn't do it well today.
Yeah.
No, those things you mentioned is great, but that's what he's supposed to do, bro. And I'm not going to give players a lot of credit for doing what they're supposed to do.
Yep, that's fair enough. Gabriel, it's going to be the same. It's going to be a 5. It's going to be a 5. Yeah, listen, error. Bad error. Took a heavy touch. At the end of the day, what can you do? And it was a good goal from Gnabry. He picked up on it. But still, I think, worked his way back in, but got to get out of those bozo moments. Unfortunately, it came back at the worst time. Man. So, came back at the worst time.
He's going to mock you for kicking the ball out of bounds. So
you
just
going, I don't know what it was. It was miscommunication between him, Raya, all of them, but I'm going to go with a 5.
Put more pressure on him. Like Raya literally put more pressure on him. He would just stay back.
I don't know why Raya was so far out at times. And do you know what? One thing I do that really annoyed me, I think it was Sane was on a run, and thank God for I think it was Raya who blocked out the way. Sane got the ball and they were on a counter, and I was like, all right, there's going to be they're off camera, there's going to be someone behind, waiting for him to make a tackle. No one was there. I'm like, where was everyone? Everyone was so up front. Saliba, Gabriel, everyone was so up front. I was like, where's our defense gone? And we could have conceded again, but luckily I think David Raya saved it, or Sane sent it wide, either or.
Somebody touched it and Raya got it. Yeah, I think Saliba
that scared the shit out of me. That did.
Right. That was another opportunity.
But that was that. Dow, Jacob Kivior shouldn't have been taken off, in my opinion. But hey,
no, especially not for that crappy Ukrainian Cine. But 5, I mean, still nothing great. Maybe Arteta and Albert saw something there that they didn't like. I think there was times he was getting beat, but I don't think he was getting roasted. But they just put on the wrong sub.
Yeah.
They just put on the wrong sub. But shout out to Kiwi, or he did what he could do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think he's still decent for a young guy, and he's playing at a position he's not really used to. Jorginho, I think he done good. I don't think he was bad. I'm personally going to go ahead and give him a 6. I think he was average. I don't think he was fantastic. He wasn't the normal Jorginho picking out decent passes, but he done his job. I don't think he made too many errors. I think he was pretty solid. Had to track back for Zinchenko in the second half, which you don't want him to do, as he is the slowest guy on the pitch. But he tried his best, and I can't pick out anything he done wrong. So for me, I'm going to give him a 6, in my opinion. Declan Rice. You got my favorite player.
6?
Yeah, he wasn't. I think defensively he was decent. He was constantly asking for the ball, but when we were looking at Rice, he's in the 8. We need him to get forward more, and I didn't see much of that today.
There just was something like. He was good. He just wasn't the Declan Rice we'd seen, the one that I'd hoped for, because I'd said the last couple of weeks that Bayern Munich haven't faced a Declan Rice, but he was just a bit off it today. But I think also because everybody else was, I don't think he was alone right out there. So, yeah,
agreed. And Gunnar, I think you're going a bit too ahead of yourself, mate. He's still a quality player, and he's easily been our best player this season. One of them, anyway. I would.
He's upset, bro. He's
a bit reactionary. I think, but he's still a quality player, and I bet you he'll turn up against Aston Villa. Martin Odegaard, the captain. I mean, easily one of the best players on the pitch for us, 100%.
Right.
I will probably throw him our man of the match. I think he stood out the most today. I can't give him higher than the 7 because the team was average and we're all in the yellow. I don't think anyone really gets, maybe apart from Saka, gets maybe an 8, but for me, Odegaard gets a 7. He tried to pick up many passes. He was doing very well in the midfield, controlling it very well. He didn't seem afraid. Him and Saka worked very well together, as they usually do. They pick off each other's passes very well. My man of the match today, but you can't get higher than a 7 for me. So Odegaard gets a 7. Do you want to have your thoughts on Odegaard, Dal?
I thought Odegaard was one of the more active players on the pitch, like you said. He was trying to make things happen. He was trying to galvanize the team a bit, getting them together, explaining, pointing, doing captain things. But I think still, this game was just a little bit big for him to do it on his own. But they did give him a lot of room on the ball, which I like to see, because usually if he's on the ball, if we play against City or maybe even sometimes United or Chelsea, Tottenham, they press him real close, right? And he can't do what he needs to do with his little trickery and finding some open space. But today, I thought he was the better of a bad bunch for sure.
Yeah, agreed. You go ahead and take Saka down. What do you think of Saka today?
Saka, I thought it was incredible first goal, fantastic. I got to give him a 6. I just thought he kind of fell off in the second half a bit. He lost a little bit of energy against Odegaard. Odegaard, I thought, was trying to do more, and Saka wasn't able to move. You could see the double team starting to happen a little bit more. But yeah, just above average for me today.
Yeah, it's a shame. It was a great goal. He dealt with Alphonso Davies very well. I think he pretty much put him on his arse the whole time. Because Davies is fast, and I expected him to do quite well against him, and he did. But you're right, second half very lackluster. He wasn't as creative in the first half, and yeah, I agree with you. I'll go for a 6. Martinelli, he really didn't do anything today, did he, Dow?
David
And
Raya
if I've got to be honest, it's really, really harsh. I've got to put him with David Raya in the 4. Maybe even less than that. He was non-existent. I can't remember him even doing anything bar putting in a cross to no one. I'm sorry, Martinelli. I love you, mate. You're one of my favourite players at Arsenal, but for me, very lackluster. And dare I say it, Trossard maybe starts against Villa. We'll see. 4. He wasn't great, Down. He weren't great today.
No.
Fingers crossed. Big up the Netweed. Welcome in, bro. He says, "Sai, we never learn. Heidenheim beat Bayern over the weekend. Way to go, us and second Teta." That's a good one, actually. Second Teta to make Bayern look like Bayern again. Yeah. Only Arsenal, innit? Only Arsenal. AJ going with a 3 from Martinelli and a 4 from Jaminho. Everyone's favourite, Dow. You take Kai Havertz. I think, yeah.
He was very average today. There are times, like you said, he was at left back, which, I want him up in the middle of the pitch so someone to get the ball. I don't know about you. I don't know what he's doing back there.
Yeah.
And again, the defensive effort was good today. But it's our own damn fault. It's our own fault we were on the back foot today, and we had to go more defensive. A 5. He wasn't really pushing around the center backs. Like, he didn't put Eric Dyer on his ass. He didn't really challenge, I thought, the center backs too much. There was a couple of decent things there, but again, he's doing what he's supposed to do, and it just really kind of didn't work out today. So 5, very average performance.
Yeah, very average. He couldn't receive anything either. He wasn't great whatsoever. Oh, Jesus Christ. Still
your turn.
Yeah, right. We've got coming up now. We're onto the bench. Zinchenko. He doesn't work. He doesn't. No. Well, yeah. I don't even know what to give him. I think. Listen, he came on. I don't know why he came on. He made no impact at all to the team. Constantly out of his position, which is obviously the game plan. He has to be out of his position for it, but it doesn't work. People like Havertz, who are up front, have to recover for him at that position. We're not playing for Germany, where he is at left back. Havertz is up front. He shouldn't be doing that. It doesn't work. It folds Rice back. It brings him back. It stops him from going forward. It doesn't work in the team. For me personally, Zinchenko, he picked out a couple passes that worked, but nothing influential. I'm going to give him a 3. I don't think he was great. I really don't. He didn't make any impact in the 45 minutes he had. I can't. It's got to be a 3 for me, Dow.
That ball in the middle that was passed, I think the 65th minute, that was behind him. He tried to stretch his leg out, or maybe he was in front of him.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, there was no.
Bro, you can't let that happen. Like, there's just simple things that's football 101 that you just can't let happen. And having the ball played through the final third from the wing to the center of the pitch, and you just let it go. And I granted there's some effort there, but you just can't let that ball go. Like, you have to be in the center of it and intercept the pass at all costs. I mean, they were in again. And that's the thing. Like you said, he's too inside. It leaves a massive gap. And if this is some sort of strategy or something on Arteta, he needs to knock it the hell off, because it's costing us games. It's costing us motivation. It's costing us courage looking into the next game, and it's pissing off the fan base. He's got to be the worst player in the squad. I mean, he really has to be. I mean, Elneny we don't rate, of course. and we give shit to Fabio Vieira, but Jesus God, at least Fabio Vieira can position himself.
Yep.
He just can't dribble and pass and shoot. But Zinchenko is absolute dog shit. Yeah. And Bayern Munich are in for him. I think I've seen him linked to. So
Jesus Christ.
Go for it. If you want this horrible Bart Simpson rat bastard, take him. But yeah. I think I'd say 2.5, but you got to round it, right? Yeah.
But Zinny wasn't here, but he was definitely no impact. I think he made us more of a liability. He made Bayern were 10 times better in the second half compared to the first half. They were more threatening. And Sane and Coman were abusing that right-hand side where Zinchenko was. And Sane had his moments in the first half, but Kivior definitely dealt with him a lot better. Trossard.
Gets an 8, man of the match.
Do you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, he does get man of the match. He does.
Yeah, if he doesn't score, we fucking lose.
Half an hour. He came on 20 minutes, and he gets a goal.
Yeah. And Martinelli was where did he get the goal? He got the goal in the middle of the box. He didn't get it out the wing. He didn't have to dribble on the wing. He didn't have, none of that fancy shit.
We'll get to Jesus in a minute. But yeah, it was a great goal. It was great.
But he came in, he came in, put it right in the net. And there's a party that doubts that Martinelli would do that. Would Martinelli be too far outside of the box? Would that ball keep rolling to him? And then by the time he gets it, the defender and Manuel Neuer is all over him.
Yeah,
and Manuel Neuer is 6'5". They were just saying in the commentary that he's like this monster of a man. I guess he's huge. I've never met the guy, but I take their word for it. And the thing is that Trossard, I know Gunnar said he's the best player on the team, and there's a part of me that kind of believes that. But moments like this is when you need an impact player. So it's sort of a roll of the dice, because we have started him against Fulham earlier in the season, and that went nowhere, right? I think we drew Fulham or lost to him that game. And we've seen games where he's started, and it just hasn't really happened for him, and he's getting pulled at halftime. And then he gets upset, right? At times we thought that that Trossi really hated Arteta, right? We've been talking about it in videos that maybe this relationship is broken down. But I think Trossard has found his role, and that is obviously an impact player. But we need to make the impact early, Connor. We can't be relying on him to have that sort of burden on his shoulders going forward. We can't have that sort of burden on one player, even though he's got to be seen as by Arteta as an impact player who will make an impact. And thank God to the football gods he did today.
100%.
Overall, I thought that, overall he gets an 8. Obviously wasn't a 9 or 10 performance, far off that from anybody, but he's got to be my man of the match.
Yeah, the fact I'm hearing comments about sell him today to get us to go for a draw at the Allianz, which is better than a loss, but probably not going to help us anyway. But thank you, Trossard. Porto to send us to penalties. No one else is going to do it. Trossard done it. Everton got us a 1-0 win to get us 3 points. Chelsea 2-2 got us to draw to get a point. Remember, we're in the position now. If we didn't have this, we would be lower down. If you even want to count the Community Shield, last minute to get us to go to penalties to beat City, it didn't count for anything, but it still got us to win the Community Shield. You know what I mean? So the fact that people want him gone is just ridiculous. But Gabriel Jesus, I wasn't happy when he came on. I would have honestly preferred someone like a Reece Nelson, but I've got to say, the dribble to get that assist to Trossard was fantastic. And that is when Jesus is effective. I don't know what else he's effective for because he has those moments and he's not consistent with it. However, it was a great assist. It was one of the reasons he got the second goal. I've got to give him a 7. Yes, you could say he didn't make too big of an impact, but he created that chance to get us that second goal to at least give us something. And for that reason, I'm going to give him a 7. And it was a great dribble. Oh my God. Dribble past about 3 defenders.
Let me ask you this, Connor. Do you think in hindsight we should have started Jesus over Havertz? In the center position?
Maybe, because I think maybe he would have created a bit more, because Havertz is a player where you've got to feed it to him. We didn't really go through the middle. We went more on the wing. So maybe if we had Jesus, it could have offered a bit more effect. Would I maybe start him for Bayern away? Possibly. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. Maybe we should have started him and maybe it would have been a bit more effective. Maybe. But then again, you don't know what you're going to get with Jesus, really.
Right. Well, one thing I ask that is because you take someone like Eric Dyer, right? He's tall, he's physical, he's crap.
Well, he is. He's shit. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's absolutely shit, and he wasn't very good today either. But I don't see Havertz causing Eric Dyer problems, right? Because they're both tall, physical. Havertz may back up into him. Dyer, okay, get away. But Jesus is another, that's another cup of tea, because Jesus is going to, run around and do circus fucking acts, right? Gymnastics in front of the center back if he has to get the ball.
Yep.
But that would be effective against Eric Dyer and De Ligt, right? They're two slow but smart defenders. You could say De Ligt's a smart defender. Eric Dyer's a dunce. But when you have De Ligt, you can make up for it, right? But Jesus, I think, would cause more chaos between the two of them than Havertz would, because Havertz doesn't have that movement. Havertz can back up into a center back, receive the ball, push him around, do a little shithousery. But Jesus is an absolute maniac, right, running around. And I think that would have been too much for Dyer and De Ligt to really track, in hindsight. But hindsight's always 20/20, right? You can't say coulda, shoulda, woulda when the game's over. But yeah, Jimmy, he was terrible today. And so, again, it's something that Arteta misses that I think as fans that we can kind of see. And this is where the ump comes, right? So big shout out Kyle Walsh-Gunner. Good to see you.
Big up to Kyle every single time. He says, big up legends. Tonight we saw a tired Arsenal team. I thought we were leggy. I thought Bayern were better in quality and looked more dangerous. Very interesting return game next week. It's going to be interesting, Kyle. I wouldn't put my money on it, if I'm going to be so honest with you. I wonder what impact this game is going to be on our league status this week coming. I think we're all going to be all right. I think we're going to be okay. Connor, I'll be on to you soon. I know you will. Don't worry, Kyle. I hope you get better soon, buddy. And yeah, all good, brother. All good. Let's move on to the final substitution. Thomas Partey.
4. He gave the ball away.
I'll give him a 5 just because he didn't have that much time, but he wasn't effective.
He was 4.5.
I hate halves. I hate halves.
4.45. Then that way
I hate halves. I hate them.
All right, for the sake of you,
should we go for rock paper scissors now? We'll go for rock paper scissors. Did you get a 4 or 5? Okay, cool. Are you a shoot guy, or were you a rock paper scissors shoot, or you a scissors? How'd you do it?
1, 2, 3, go.
Right, we'll do that one then. Right, ready? 1, 2, 3,
go. Okay, he gets a 5. I got scissors.
5. Nice one.
Fair enough.
I'll put him in 5. Yeah, mid didn't have a lot of time, but he's still not 100%. I don't think.
But I agree 1,000% with Kyle Walsh's earlier comment about them being leggy. The whole play looked slow today. It really did.
Yep.
It didn't look like the Arsenal we saw blasting 4, 5, 6-0 across the scum in the Premier League. So I just, and again, you start to think, Connor, like, is Arteta setting them up this way, or are we reacting to what Bayern Munich is doing? Right? You can see, like, the first goal, we were proactive, right? We were on the front foot. We pushed the goal. We got the goal in the first 11 minutes. And of course, it's like the first thing out of my mouth is smell blood, step on their throats, and give them a good right fucking thrashing right here and now. But no, we step back. We literally sit back and let them play football. And what happens when we do that? Mistakes happen. And Gabriel, as much as he's been a freaking, a wall this season, the bozo genius must be there. But I don't know. I think about, like, what other player would do the same. Would I even do the same? Maybe so. But I think Raya put added pressure on him.
Yeah, I agree. I think he put a lot of pressure on him there. I think it was just a lot of, listen, we took control in that first half. We made 2 errors. They capitalized on them. That was their tactic. I mean, I think they surprised us. It was a bit worrying when I saw they kicked off and they went straight to a 4-4-2. Musiala was up front with Kane, and then obviously the wingers, and Lima and Goretzka in midfield. I think that took us a bit by surprise. They tried to go ahead and create more stuff against us, but we could have beaten them today. We really could have, but we let the 2 errors get ahead of us, and hey, it is what it is. We'll both do our final rating, Dow, and come to a conclusion. Mikel Arteta. I'll give my pointers first, and you go for it, and we'll come to a conclusion. I think that was the best 11 we could have put out, personally. Maybe Tomiyasu for Kivior, but that's up for debate. I think that was probably the best 11 we could have put out.
Martinelli, maybe just those.
Yeah, maybe Trossard. Yeah, but apart from that, I think it was right. I think we took control of the game. I don't think anything was wrong tactically. He couldn't have done anything about Saliba or Gabriel. That was their fuck-ups. He made the right substitution with Trossard. However, the Zinchenko sub, I disagree with highly.
Me too.
It was a mid performance. I've got to give him between a 5 and a 6. What do you think, Dal?
We used what, 2 subs?
No, we used 4. 4 subs.
We used 4 subs.
Zinchenko, Jesus, Trossard, Partey.
And Partey, right? Sorry, So right, I think of the subs he got right. I really don't think Thomas Partey is definitely on the show yet. So you could have maybe made Declan Rice the CDM and put ESR in or something like that. So maybe the subs he could have shooken up a little bit. But I guess, I think you're right. The tactics were there. We had the most percentage of possession. So, we controlled the game. It was, I think, at 60% at one point towards the end of the first half. But it's kind of the same old Arsenal, lots of possession and no real end product. But it seems like Thomas Tuchel kind of knew that, and they were comfortable at times.
Yep.
But it all just didn't kind of work out. We made mistakes. If those mistakes don't happen, it's 2-0, right? And we're more than happy to go to the Allianz with a 2-0 lead. But I'm not convinced now. I think it's one of the worst performances we've probably had in 3 or 4 weeks, probably. Even though the Man City one was good. What was the one after Man City? Who we play?
Luton.
I thought the Luton one, you could kind of see the tiredness set in. And that's what I think Kyle Walsh was hitting on. You could kind of see the tiredness at Luton. But we escaped, man. I mean, maybe we'll go to the Allianz and pound them. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think if it gets down to penalties or extra time and all that kind of thing, I think they will definitely have the advantage. But and it kind of looks like Elias says, the chart is giving us the middle finger.
That was actually a little bit
kind of true. Yeah, maybe it's the middle finger to you, Elias. I don't know. But anyway, Connor, whatever your thoughts are, I just think it was we the mistakes killed us. Other than that, we would have.
We'll go with a 6. I don't think Arteta can help what Gabriel and Saliba done. I think he put out the best team. The only thing I can really critique him on is that Zinchenko sub, because it made no sense. If I would have done something to go more attacking, I'd have brought in Tommy Asu, because he's defensive, but he can also overlap. Apart from that, he looked even pissed off at Gabriel and Saliba today. He looked fucked off. I think he knew that they messed up. And at the end of the day, Arteta can't control what the players do on the. Well, I mean, as individual errors, you can't control that. You can control what they do tactically, which I think you can see by the stats. We were the better team today. But apart from that, you shouldn't have made that sub. And I agree with, I think, what TK said earlier. The 85th minute, as much as I don't rate Partey, 85th minute, that's not good. You've got to be doing that quicker. And before we head out of here, that is our player ratings. Big up to Elias for the super chat. Thank you very much. Always believe in Zinchenko, always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. Connor, please sing as the outro. I will not, but thank you for the super chat, Elias. I appreciate it. Big up C-Cube. Told you came with score. Yeah, cheers, C-Cube. By the way, sorry, Dal, can you remind me, who have Spurs got tomorrow in the Champions League?
Their own hand.
Oh, no one. Sorry, that was it. Yeah. Wait, Dal, sorry. What place are they in again in the league? I forgot. But they're fourth. They're fourth, but they're not in the title race, of course. Yeah. Right. See you later, Spurs fans. But listen, that's our player ratings for today. 2-2. We move. We got Villa on Sunday. It's going to be an interesting game. I think we're going to win it. Personally, Emery's away form is terrible. However, Watkins is on form. They could get something, but Arsenal should show their dominance and hopefully get back to winning form. Dow, bro, any final words, mate, before we head out of here?
Final words is Zinchenko, get the hell out of my club. Somebody called a contractor in North London to build a massive spackle wall between David Raya's legs because it was going to be 3-2 if it didn't hit the post. And Trossard saves us again.
He does. 2-2. We move to the Allianz with a draw. Pray to God we can get something out of it. But we'll see. Obviously, City drew with Real Madrid. What a game. I saw some of the goals. What a game that looked like. The fact I missed that, and we've got to deal with PSG and all them tomorrow is crazy. This is the last time you're going to see me soloing a show. TJ will be back. There's no longer Conor Warren TV. TJ is back tomorrow. He'll be back for It's One of Those Things on Thursday, and I don't know whether we're going to
nice, Neil. What does a Yank know about football? You're right. I haven't played for 35 years and I've been following Arsenal for 26.
Al, I appreciate the fact that you're hiding behind a profile picture and you probably don't want to throw yourself on camera. So, by the way, mate,
I got a question. What does a Russian know about football? What does Ukrainian know about football? What does a Spaniard know about football? What does a Malaysian know about football?
Let's
go
ahead.
What does a South African know about football? What does an Australian know about football? Piss off, Al, and don't come back to our channel.
Clearly doesn't know anything about football himself. And I guarantee you, because Dal's been supporting this club longer than you have, he knows way more than you ever will, my friend. Take care. You're out of the stream. See you later, mate. But anyway, listen, thank you very much, everyone who has tuned in. I really, really appreciate all of you who's tuned in for the watch along and also the match reaction. You guys are absolute legends. Yes, TJ's back on Thursday. I don't know if we're doing the 1K celebration Friday instead of American Idiots. I think we're waiting.
We'll have to listen. We'll have to chat with TJ and figure out the plan for that.
Yeah, we got to figure all that out. But thank you very much, guys, for 1K subs on this channel. You're absolute legends. Thanks everyone that stuck around for the last couple of hours watching this game. We move to Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you for the next one. Me and Dal are out of here.